An exuberant morning to the jury members. Today I, chess number SS723, am here to present on the topic Saint Kuriakose Elias Chavara, a model for sustainable development. History often fails to do justice to those religious leaders who have also been great social reformers. Saint Kuriakose Elias Chavara, who triggered a renaissance in Kerala in the 19th century, was one such reformer who was also a man of utmost faith. He belonged to that category of saints who are, so to say, restlessly involved with people and causes, with improving the lot of the deprived and making bold moves to create a kingdom of God in the immediate world around them. The agenda of sustainable development, or the term itself, weren't prevalent at the time when Saint Chavara started his endeavors. Sustainable development is a multidimensional concept which includes social inclusion, economic growth, and environmental protection. Yet Saint Chavara managed to cater to all of these causes in his lifespan of 66 years. He himself preached and was guided by the conviction that days on which you have rendered no good to others will not be reckoned in the books of your life. He was born in a very dark age where social evils like untouchability were rampant. Saint Chavara was the first Indian to challenge these caste-based societal restrictions as early as the first half of the 19th century. He worked relentlessly in raising the living standards of Dalit, educating them, and eradicating the caste system. In fact, he specifically started a school in Mannanam in 1864 to ensure the education of the less privileged. Another commendable initiative by Blessed Chavara was the introduction of midday meals. When the Supreme Court of India in November 2001 instructed the government to provide cooked midday meals in all government and aided primary schools within 6 months, few, if any, would have known that this concept was brought about 150 years ago in a remote parish in Kerala by a humble priest who knew that in order to fill the mind, one needed to fill the stomach first. If Kerala is 100% literate today, the seeds for this achievement were definitely sown by Saint Chavara and his devoted followers. As Vicar General, he made sure that every church must have at least one school, and Catholic preachings along with Sanskrit must be imparted to all, irrespective of their caste, creed, or gender. With the topic of gender and discrimination on hand, I believe we are very well aware that almost all cultures are tainted with signs of oppression of women in varying degrees. Women of the 19th century were considered as mere shadows of men, and their sole duty was to serve men and raise their children. Saint Chavara, as a pioneering effort, formed a religious community for women called the Congregation of Mother of Carmel. The members of the congregation were to rightfully educate and train the young women so that they can be enlightened to instruct and guide their children all throughout. Saint Chavara was a true visionary who foresaw the spiritual, cultural, and intellectual advantages of print media and the progress that the press and publication would bring to the Catholic community. He took matters in his own hands and gathered all the information required to construct a press, thus putting in place the third ever printing press of the state of Kerala. And as if his multitude of contributions to the Indian society weren't substantial enough, Saint Chavara was a stern environmental conservationist. He had his concerns about the environment at a time when nobody else did and advocated the need for it to be protected by the masses. Saint Chavara was one of those precious persons who knew how to link India's past with her future destiny. He was truly a sage entrepreneur who was a trendsetter in public education, literary reforms, women emancipation, and a harbinger of human dignity. Thank you.